You are now listening to OverSaturated, the podcast, hosted by Johnnie and Ralph. Now let's get it.
Hey, what's cracking, YouTube? We're OverSaturated, the podcast where we discuss music, movies, pop culture, and everything in between. I'm Ralph.
I'm Johnny.
Hey, if this is your first time to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Please make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Hit the thumbs up on this video if you like the content. But you know why you're here. Falcon and Winter Soldier, episode 4.
4. Let's go.
I nailed that landing.
You did.
I nailed that landing. But episode 4, the world is watching. You know how we give it up. Beware of spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Yes. Before we get into just the review of the episode, we just do a brief recap, and then we kind of get into the nuts and bolts of the episode at large. Johnny, what did you think about episode 4, the world is watching?
I thought this was a great episode. We get a flashback. We get a lot of callbacks to other movies, and one in particular at the end of the movie, which we'll get into. I really, we're gonna talk about it. I really enjoyed this episode.
Yeah, enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys are checking out the content on the podcast because we briefly discussed how well written that these shows are. Yeah. And it kind of draws us into these characters more and more that we probably didn't care about.
Word.
B, C, D list characters, but we offer that. But this episode was good. It was great. Like, it really was good. It felt like I was watching a movie and it cut short, and I was so pissed.
It happened every time.
It's like I was so pissed. But this episode, it gave us backstory. It gave us insight. It gave us a lot of action, of course.
A lot of good dialogue, too.
A lot of great dialogue. A great cliffhanger at the end of this episode. And black women being the MVP.
Come on now.
Black women.
Talk about it, man.
Black women.
Talk about, listen. A black woman will humble you so quick and make you just think about all your life decisions.
A black woman will pick you up just to let you back down.
Oh, man, what?
Because that's pretty much what happened in this episode. Let's start. Let's get into this great review, right? The episode starts off with Wakanda. You hear those drums, you hear that beat. I was like, oh, okay, we're in Wakanda now. You see the backstory between, is it Ayo?
It's either Ayo or Ayo. I say Ayo just because I like the way it sounds.
Ayo? Well, no, I don't know if it's Ayo or Ayo, but, no disrespect intended. But you see her kind of walking Bucky through how they were deprogramming him from the Winter Soldier stuff. So she's chanting the words. First of all, she's speaking German. She's chanting the words. She speaks Wakandan, which is a made-up African dialect, and she speaks English. I love that. But
let's go.
You see her speaking the trigger words that activates the Winter Soldier, and you see how happy Bucky was. Like, he was sad. It was like tears of joy.
Yeah,
like, he was just so, like, it was beautiful. It was touching, you know what I'm saying? Because we're seeing the side of Bucky that we never get to see. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. And you know what's crazy about that? So that scene was in the MCU was 6 years ago, right?
Yeah. Which
is like right before Infinity War.
Yeah.
So like my man had just gotten free from Hydra's control.
Yeah.
They come to Wakanda to fight to try to get the Mind Stone.
Yeah.
And my man gets dusted. And then he comes right back and has to go into this bullshit with the Super Soldier Serum. My man literally has not been able to chill.
The themes.
Ain't that crazy?
The themes of this show are hold on, watch me. White people and their trauma. Because look, we had Wanda and all those shit in WandaVision, right? And now we dealing with Bucky. Bucky just but Bucky not taking out his shit on everybody, you know. So
okay, so like come on, man. Cause I like watching that. it literally done like that was
that's a great
mind,
that's
right?
a great takeaway because
it's like my man is really
he only rests when he's frozen.
And that's nuts. He already lost his best friend, who they both were 100 years old, and like now he has to deal with basically being alone on a planet where he knows nobody.
He's maneuvering through life without the only thing that he knows, and the only thing that he ever knew was being the Winter Soldier, unfortunately. And Cap was the one that brought him back, back around and back into the fold. And now you have to be. It's like I got to be cool with his best friend. I don't, we ain't friends, fam.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't cool, but for the sake of this, we got to be
right. Yeah.
For the sake of this,
it's crazy.
But just going back to Io or Ao and Bucky, then you go back to present
day, yeah.
and you see them have a conversation about Zemo, and just the conversations, that was a great exchange. And she was like, "Look, White Wolf, you got 8 hours. Oh, we on that 8?
Right? Yep. So, and they was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we'll slow roll. Yeah, right. We'll slow roll. But no, I enjoyed that, and then Bucky going back up into like the apartment or wherever they were holding up. Yeah, he was like, "Hey, the Dora Milaje out here. They ready for you." Like, so, like they started to formulate a plan of how to get to Carly. Mm-hmm. And that was like, I did a little bit of rewatch, but not enough to finish the episode. Okay. But just that conversation that they were having about to get Carly, I guess I missed it, on the first watch because I was like doing stuff. But that was a good conversation, just how they were going to get her. Like, she's not as bad as you're making her seem, but Zemo had great points. Like, you understood his villainy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you understood why. He was like, hey, they was like, well, Steve never did it. Well, Steve is Steve Rogers. Like, that's Steve Rogers.
Facts. Zemo got bars. So in that discussion that they all had, Zemo said one sentence that it made me stop and think, right? Mm-hmm. So he says the desire to become a superhuman cannot be separated from supremacist ideals. And I was like, wait, this is crazy. And on the second watch, it made even more sense because of
what happened,
the things that transpired in the episode. So it's like, my man's is great. Like, this is crazy.
It's like the thing about let's do another sidebar. Villains that have a purpose, villains that have a method to their madness. Everybody can't be the Joker and be an agent of chaos.
Word.
Some people really are just methodical, and you actually believe the shit that they say. Yeah. Like, Zemo is one of those. He one of them ones.
Like, for real. Like, I hope we get to see him in more MCU stuff going forward, because his trajectory in only 4 episodes and in Civil War is on par with Loki to me. That's just me though. But I really like Zemo. Like, I really like Zemo.
I don't know. Like, I don't know if Loki had bars like that. And that's, this is just me speaking without actually reviewing reviewing anything that Loki's been in.
And I mean, not even the fact that if Loki had bars or not, but because we like Loki. Like, we've seen Loki for hellas in the MCU. We like him. He's a likable guy. But like, Zemo is just like, when he has a point to prove, when he got something that he wants to succeed in, he gonna get there no matter what. Yeah. And the way he goes about it is just real slick to me. I like it.
Yeah. I like it. Can't remember like that. But what happened after that scene? Did they go to look for? Like, they were looking for. I forgot the name of the woman they were looking for, but she was deceased. She died.
Danya Madani?
Yeah, something. Danya Madani. And then they went to some city to look for her, right? I'm not jumping ahead or anything.
No, they were in the city already. They were just trying to figure out where in the city her services would be. Yeah. So this is where I get a little murky, because I feel like they ran into Value America and Battlestar, right? Like 2 or 3 times throughout the episode.
Mm-hmm. But this happens when I believe they were almost finding Carly. I don't know if they met any time before then, because when they were in the square looking for Danya, like Sam went his separate way, looking through, the people, through that. I don't know what to call it.
This is where Zemo gave the kids the candy. He got the information.
He got the information, and he told them. I was like, oh. I'm getting ready to fuck you moment is coming. Like I was ready. I'm waiting on. He's like, hey, it's okay. I'm a friend. Blah 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 blah. But those two guys, they bad. Don't tell them anything. And that was Zemo creating his leverage.
Big deal.
Honestly, it was
smart.
Very smart.
Oh my god,
very smart.
Yeah,
he is. But just that him going through those corridors looking for Danya Madani, and he finally gets someone that speaks English, because it seems like everyone else was avoiding him. He's like, look, anytime you people come around, it's always trouble. You with the GRC or whatever, yeah. But we always wind up in a bad predicament. He's like, look, leave us alone.
For real.
So I can understand that guy, his apprehension, because he's in there with kids. So it's like I'm not really on that type of time.
Yeah, but anytime somebody promises him something, which he told Sam, it's like we always get promised stuff, but they never follow through on it. They never follow through on their promises. So we hear like we only have the resources that we have. And Carly is somebody that's been helping us out, and you think I'm about to give her up? You tripping?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
So they get that information from the young girl when they get back down into the central town square or whatever, and they pretty much move forward with finding Carly and her whereabouts. It started off. And then Value America and Battlestar show up. They show up. Oh, but the thing is, okay, they did right before. They were all in the town square. He's like, hey, you freed him? He's like,
technically free yourself.
Right? It's coming back to me now. So it's like, he freed himself. So I'm like, okay. So he wants to arrest Zemo right then and there. He's like, hey, wait, he's leading us to.
Yeah.
And that's our leverage.
Right. So from there, they actually, they go to the area where Danya's funeral was going to be. And Sam is like, hey, yo, look, she's vulnerable right now. I used to counsel soldiers. I can go in and talk her down.
Yeah.
I can try to, get through to her. And of course, Value America being the person that he is like, look, that doesn't make any sense. I'm not letting her out of my sight. We need to go in there and get her right now. And even Battlestar was like, look, if he's able to actually talk her down, that's less civilians that get killed. This actually is a good idea. Let's let him go in there and talk to her.
Yeah, let him work.
And for a short period that works. So Sam goes in, they handcuff Zemo to whatever that was in the thing.
Yeah.
And then Sam goes in and actually talks to Carly. The way he's talking to her, he's actually having a conversation. He's getting through to her. He's understanding her plight, her ploy, and what she wants to do and what she is doing. And I felt like she was really about to not turn herself in, but align herself with Sam.
One thing I appreciate about that acting in that scene. If you ever been to therapy, your therapist holds you accountable, and that's what he did in that moment to Carly. He held her accountable for her actions, even though she couldn't see that she was turning into the things that she hated.
Right.
So
But see that was his, area of expertise, because we saw him do that throughout Captain America: Winter Soldier. That's how we were introduced to Sam.
Yeah. So
the fact that and that's one of the callbacks that I was referring to earlier. It's it's a callback to him being able to actually counsel, because he counseled Steve for a short period, but he was counseling other soldiers as well.
Yeah.
So that was dope. That was dope.
Yeah, that's dope. I'm glad you thought of that. That's dope.
Yeah, man. So at that point, I'm like, oh man, he really getting through to her. This is dope. Here come.
Go fast.
If he just controlled his emotions, because I feel like because he is Captain America, he feels like he needs to have a win really bad, because he really hasn't done shit yet as Captain America.
He's extremely emotional, and that's one thing I think that Steve struggled with. Not that he didn't look for a win. Yep. He didn't look for it. You know what I'm saying? True. He struggled to get him first coming out, but he didn't look for it. But you have somebody that's the polar opposite of Steve, that's used to the wins. And now that I have the suit, I have to move forward with, the wins. So now I'm gonna get Carly. Carly's like, oh, we jumping,
right?
We jumping. Oh, okay. So we jumping. Okay. So now it pops off, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you get this big fight scene. You know, the action in this show has been stellar throughout. You know what I'm saying? The fight, the choreography, all that great stuff. Long story short, the super soldiers get away.
Yes.
Right. Pretty much, right?
Yep.
So now, you know, oh, this is not something that we should gloss over.
Mm-hmm.
Zemo finds Carly when she breaks and runs.
That's right.
Yeah,
this is right out there,
because Zemo was handcuffed to the boiler.
He got out the
handcuffs. I'm a criminal, baby.
Come on, like
I'm a criminal, baby. Like
I escaped maximum prison.
Right,
You don't think I get on my handcuffs?
Right. So he pulls up on Carly with the blicky,
with the sticky,
with the blicky. And you know, I thought he was gonna kill her. Like I was like, oh,
I did too.
I did too. But one thing that obviously, this is a show. Something that has to happen in the show. But you know, just me thinking logically, I was like, why do you have the serum with you?
And see, that was my thing, right? Right before Carly and her compadre actually went to Danya's funeral, right? They went and got the serum from that grave site. And when they were there, I'm like, why are you getting it? I don't understand why. I didn't understand why they went and got it. But now that I'm talking out loud, I feel like they were actually going to distribute it to people.
Mm-hmm. But you have to think about it like this, right? They've been setting up this arc of like we got Doc in the last episode, right? Mm-hmm. Where he was, or was it the episode before?
No, it was
the last episode. Okay, where he said, well, there were 20. She used 8. There are 12 left. So now you know that in your mind, you know that there are 12 vials of this chemical or this serum left. Mm-hmm. Now we have to, we know as the viewer, like, oh, it's 12 of them. So, where are they? What we gonna do? What we gonna do with them? Yeah. And they've been setting up this arc with John Walker. Is that his name, John Walker? Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Where he feels inferior because he wants the serum bad. But we talked about he's no Steve Rogers. Yeah. And one thing that even the doctor from Captain America said, there is certain people that can't have this.
Word. And
they kept that away from him. And this is, we're going to get to it, it's a great reason why they kept that serum away from certain Army recruits.
Yep. And
Steve Rogers was the one that, was able to stand anything that happened with that. So now that you see that, and Zemo runs up on Carly, okay, he couldn't kill her, but he saw all the vials, so he's like, "Oh, this is it."
He starts stumping on him.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. But yeah, he starts stumping them joints out, and then of course, there's always
he missed one.
Of course he missed one. And then Walker pulls up with the shield, like he real good with that shield. Right. Yeah. I'm like, but the thing with that is, it seems like Walker was so good at just being Cap with his fighting and everything. He's not Steve Rogers, but he can fight. He can throw the shield. He knocked Zemo out with the shield.
He did. Actually, all right. The way that shield hit Zemo should have died. That was crazy.
I don't know.
That's vibranium. He should have cut his skull or something. But that's TV magic.
Right, exactly.
TV magic.
So we pretty much know that he's wanting the serum and he sees it. He's like an addict or something you can see here. Yeah. You can see the look in his face, and he already confirmed with Battlestar earlier that if you could take the serum, would you? He's like, yeah.
But you know what? At that point of him talking to Battlestar, I don't think he had taken it at that point.
No, he hasn't taken it, but I think at that point he made up in his mind that he would if the opportunity presented itself. Yeah. So when your mind is made up, it doesn't matter.
It's just a matter of when. Yeah, got you. Because even when he picked it up, you could see the struggle in his face because he wanted to take it immediately right then. He was like, you know what, let me just pocket this.
Think about it, pray over it.
Yeah.
And
facts.
So now everybody goes to separate ways, right? Mm-hmm. They go back to the hideaway, the penthouse, or whatever they were in, right? They chilling. Zemo on the couch, and
my man was really comfortable too.
Yeah, he really was. And then so now you got Captain America, Value America, Battlestar, Falcon, and Winter Soldier all in the same place. And who pulls up?
The motherfucking
Dora Milaje.
But even before that, Value America and Battlestar just bust in and was like, you know what? Time's up. It's time for Zemo to come with us. Like, fam, you and Sam checked him real quick. He was like, look, the only thing you run in here is your mouth. I was like, oh, talk to my man. Talk
to him nice. Or don't talk to me at all. Yeah.
And then he got Buck and was like, oh, I could put the shield down and make it a level playing field. And Sam was like, really? But then that's when the door Melage entered. And then ready to fight.
He did the whole, this is not gonna go how you think it's gonna go. It's not.
And Sam tried to warn him.
And Sam was like, hey, you better off trying to fight Bucky before you fight them.
Listen. And then his arrogant self, hi, you know who I am? I'm Captain America. And then he makes the mistake.
I bet you won't touch my shoulder.
Listen, knock this off. And yeah, he touched her shoulder and he got humbled.
It's something about them Wakanda drums when Dora Milaje was in their ass.
As soon as them drums hit, you know some shit finna
got their ass whopped. And then Steve and Bucky was trying to help. They weren't trying to be, they was like...
They was just trying to stop the fight. Yeah. Because
Battlestar and Cap was getting their ass whipped.
Oh, yeah. Oh, listen. You know you get your ass whooped when the fight is over and you say, they weren't even super soldiers.
Yeah.
My man's got humbled real quick. At that moment, he knew he was going to take it.
Okay, let me ask you this. Who do you think got humbled more? John Walker or Bucky took his arm? I ain't gonna
listen. I'm gonna say Bucky only because he didn't know they could do that. He didn't know. That was crazy. She straight up. You remember on Kill Bill the little 5-point heart shit? Yeah. They did that to his arm.
She hit the detach function on the arm. He didn't even know. He walking around with this arm he had that arm forever.
My man's really.
How long you think he had that arm? 2 years.
At least. Are you talking about the vibranium?
The vibranium.
Oh, okay. They gave it to him. At least 5.
He got it right in Endgame, right? Or
Infinity War. At the end of it. No, he got it in Infinity War.
Okay, so he had it 5 years technically. Well, even though he
was 2, because he was blipped.
Yeah, okay, he was blipped. But still, imagine having...
My man really got disarmed.
Hold on.
Right.
So, imagine you having something for 2 years. This is your favorite thing. Imagine me picking this up and showing you a function on it that you didn't know. You know how crazy you feel? That's exactly how Bucky felt. This is part of your body, though. This not a phone, fam. She knew what to touch on your face for your arm to fall off.
Everybody watching this, you guys have you have your limbs, right? You do everyday funk. You go, you take stuff out the closet, you cook, you do all that. Your arm is your arm. Imagine somebody coming up to you and just pressing your shoulder and your arm fall off. Fam, what?
He said, I didn't even know that did happen.
Right. It was great.
And shout out to
and she looked at him like, you fucking right.
Right. Wait till I leave, put them over the
right.
But the beautiful thing about that whole fight scene, not because John Walker got his ass handed to him, that happens, right? It happens a lot. Zemo slipped out the door.
Oh, come on now. As soon as Sam and Bucky entered the fight with them, I knew Zemo was out. I knew it.
He was gone.
So now, Zemo and White Vision just out in the MCU just floundering.
White Vision. But it's funny, right? Now we get Carly. Carly calls Falcon's sister.
Yeah.
So I was just like, that was interesting because I wonder how this ties back to her.
Mm-hmm.
And she pretty much made a threat against the nephews that got Falcon's attention.
Right.
So he pulled, let's do the stereotypical meet up, no cops, you just come along, and he pulled up with Bucky. Mm-hmm. She was like, okay, she wasn't tripping off.
Yeah, right.
As long as you don't bring,
that's his man.
Yeah, don't bring great value man around. So they're having another conversation, but Sharon Carter, who they called earlier, comes back around and at least lets them know that, hey, your man's on the way.
Yeah, or maybe they, in that moment, they realized that the other Flag Smashers were actually trying to find him so they could kill him. So I think Carly just had Sam and Bucky with her, so they could be together, so the rest of them could kill Value America. Mm-hmm. And they figured that out right then.
Yeah, okay, and that's why they
jetted out. Yeah. It's like, I'm gonna send you the coordinates. Listen, I'm happy to see Falcon use his wings other than like flying, like, because his fight scenes with them wings is fire. Mm-hmm. Super fire.
I think even the flying has leveled up, you know what I'm saying, compared to what we've seen in the movies. Like his tricks, the way he stops, the way he busts through stuff. Yeah, like it's highlighted more because this is his show. Definitely. So yeah, that was a clever ploy from Carly.
Oh, 100%.
She was like, we gotta get him out the paint.
Yeah, because even then, like when they first met up, Sam was like, "You gonna call my sister? That's how we playing this." Mm-hmm. And Carly was like, "Look, I don't want to kill your sister. I like you, Sam. Mm-hmm. I just needed to get you here so we can get these more." So yeah,
I think that's dope. That was a dope ploy. And then now, you know, pretty much full on action for the remainder of the episode. Right. So you see this, like, the fight sequence. Like, I keep saying this and I'll say it again. The fight sequences are great. Word. So they pretty much get Battlestar by himself somehow.
Yeah, so they probably, so we didn't see how they did it, but they probably snuck up on him, knocked him out. Yeah. They tied him up in the bathroom or something.
Yeah, they tied him up and he was over there chilling. He was chilling. They knocked him out and left him by himself. They really weren't trying to kill him.
Right. Well, yeah, that's true.
Because clearly, I don't think.
Because if they weren't, they would just would have killed him.
They just would have killed him. Yeah. But at this point, John Walker has consumed the serum. And it's evident.
It's very evident from the time he bent that pole around old boy hand
and
people
and Falcon's
like, what did you do, fam? You know what he did.
But he doesn't know. Like, he doesn't, like, you can think, like, I mean, well, it's obvious something happened. Right. But it's like, what did you do? But you don't quite know just yet that he took the serum.
Right.
And, you know, the fight sequence. Like, it was just a long fight sequence.
It was.
And just the action and everything going on. Battlestar gets free. He tries to help.
So
this is what happened. Okay. They were getting, like, Carly was getting ready to hit John Walker with the
serious 1-2.
Right, the serious 1-2. Battlestar jumped in the way.
Saved him.
Yeah, he jumped in the way, and that was like a blow because he fell back and hit his neck. He didn't die off the blow, he died off the impact of hitting the pole or whatever he hit.
Got you. So Carly was about to actually hit Value America, and Battlestar came in and tackled her.
Yeah.
And then she got up and she got up and punched him, and he flew so hard and hit the column, and
that broke his neck.
Basically, he died.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because I actually liked him. He was cool.
Lamar Hoskins, wasn't nothing wrong with him, man. It was,
it's his partner. His partner was trash. It's trash.
Yeah. So John Walker's lost his goddamn mind. Like, you can see it. Like, he's like, they killed me. Oh, okay.
Yep.
That's what we on?
Yep. And from that point, you can see the red in his eyes, and he won't Carly. Like, he's going for Carly right now.
But he couldn't get to her, so he found her man.
Her man's, yeah.
And he chased him down. Now, okay, he hit him with the shield. Now, I'm being completely honest. I did not see this shit coming. Like,
thanks. No,
he hit him with the shield, and I was like, okay. Like, he slowed him down. He's like, hey, where's Carly? Like, I think you'll do a Batman. Where's Carly?
Yeah, and and the man was like, I didn't do it. Like, honestly, he's pleading for his life because he sees what's in Value America's eyes. He sees it.
That rage is there, and once that rage is there, it's hard to bring that back down. And I'm surveying the canvas of everything around him. I was like, okay, Falcon and Bucky kind of get there a hair too late to really stop what's about to happen. But I'm looking at all these people that see
everybody got their phone.
Captain America wilding on this man. The world is watching.
The world is watching him kill this flag smasher.
And
literally in cold.
And the thing is, oh my God, I'm glad you said that. The flag smashers represent something that's it's like a revolutionary group. People are actually sympathizing with them. And I'm actually glad you brought that up because it was a news clip where they were talking about Carly and, the things and everything like that. But the people galvanized around the flag smashers regardless of whatever they did.
Yep.
So now you got a symbol of the GRC killing this man in cold blood.
literally for the world.
With the symbol that they gave him at the press conference.
Yeah, man. Now, this is the other callback I was referring to. So, did you notice how Value America actually killed this flag smasher by doing this with the shield? It's the same way Steve Rogers almost killed Iron Man in Civil War when he messed up his arc reactor.
Yeah, he had to stop. He stopped himself. Yeah, and that shows
the difference
between the two.
Yeah, crazy.
Because and you think about it, man, that man bare chested.
Right? He has no armor, no nothing. I mean, he's a super soldier, but if another super soldier is jamming something sharp in your sternum, you're gonna die. But
it shows, like you said, like we always, like from episode 1 when they introduced, no, not even episode 1 because it wasn't episode 1, episode 2, when we knew who John Walker was, we already knew it was a clear establishment that he was not Steve Rogers.
Right.
He is clearly not Steve. Not because we don't want him to be
because
Steve.
He's not.
He's just not. He's everything Steve isn't.
And I feel like every scene that we seen him in,
he progressed.
It's like we get reminded that he's not Steve Rogers, which is crazy, and we get the ultimate version of that when he kills the flag smasher. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and I was just like, okay, I was like, dang, this can't be it. I need to know what happens next.
But see, it's crazy that it ended right there. Like, I need more. I need more.
So okay, clearly at the end of the episode, right? We have to get into just predictions and how do you think this offshoots and everything. What do you think Bucky and Falcon do to kind of, like, you have to kill him.
Kill Value America. Yeah. So, yes, but...
Super soldiers don't go to prison.
Man. But I don't know if they can... You just mean throughout the rest of the series. Not this episode. Just in general.
Just in general. Because we only got 2 episodes.
Right. And I read somewhere, and I don't know how true this is, that the next episode is going to be over an hour. So that's what I heard. Listen, I'm not trying to get anybody excited. That's just what I heard.
That wouldn't surprise me because if you looked at how short the first 2 episodes were and how long these last 2 episodes were, it jumped up maybe 10 minutes in running time. Yeah. So,
listen, honestly, I don't think Sam and Bucky kill him. I think the government finds a way to subdue him or something, and then somehow make him do their bidding at some point in the future. Like, they're not just going to let
evil Cap. He's evil Cap at this point.
Yeah. So in the comics, he does. The guy that they use to replace Captain America becomes U.S. agent, who becomes an evil person, basically.
Okay.
So that could be what's happening too. But I feel like the government is going to find a way to start sending him out on secret shit, kind of like a Task Force X type or Winter Soldier. So that's what I think. But I don't know.
Yeah, that's an interesting take. Like I don't want to make an overarching past these 2 episodes. So I'll try to keep my prediction within the next 2. I think they find a way to neutralize him. It would be cool if they killed him, but they ain't killing him. But
it would be a good way to actually end the series if they do kill him.
Yeah, but it's the thing is the U.S. has to find a way to neutralize him because he's their guy. Like you have to. Like you can't cover it up.
But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying you can't cover it up. The world saw what just happened.
For real. But they're definitely about to take the shield from him. They're about to strip him of the Captain America title. 100%.
Well, we have to see how Falcon gets it now.
Right. So
we got 2 episodes now, man. Episode 4, that was a phenomenal episode.
Yeah, man.
Phenomenal. MCU, Marvel, Disney, whoever the hell writing these shows, man.
We appreciate you.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that ending. I was not expecting him to kill. I really was not. That was crazy.
I wonder if he's going to be remorseful for that when he calms down.
That's a good point.
He might. I think he might.
It's going to take him getting some type of repercussions for him to feel remorseful. Because in the moment, I can almost understand why it happened because they killed his partner, and he's hyped up on this serum.
I think he's just hyped up. I think once he gets by himself, he's like, damn, what did I do?
Yeah. And then he's gonna, you know what? He might realize that he's not fit to be Captain America. He might give up the shield.
No.
No.
It ain't happen like that. No. For the sake of this,
Too optimistic.
Hell no. We need some more ass whoopings. No. Like, hell no.
Damn, I'm being too positive. All right.
Too positive. No, he's just gonna give up the shield. It's like, oh no, I'm gonna go. Hell no. You gotta take this shit, Falcon. Take it from him.
We'll see. We will see.
Hey, well, you know, we're doing a lot of rambling at this point. You too. Thank you. We appreciate you guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Make sure you hit the thumbs up on this video, and we'll catch you guys next week. Peace.